back aboard the Soaring Siren. Last episode, oh boy, things happened. We had the great game beginning, which was created by Danny Miet, who we found out was actually not just a psychopath. He had his own reasons for him to do this. The fact that he was living in a country which was bombed with weapons sold by the Baggins' grandfather. But we also found out that his bomb isn't, the bomb that we found. It's still a little bit of a mess. Let's see if we can figure all this out. The bomb didn't go off. Danny forgot to set a passcode. What happens now? Can't believe it. Was it all some sort of ruse? A distraction, perhaps? Or just a sick prank? But why would anyone do this? It seems that this is all just a game to the culprit. I find I'm glad we're alive. Me too. With the bomb situation now diffused, we can now get the captain to perform a landing. I can't wait to get off this plane. Lorelei, can you let the captain know? Wait, we're so close to arriving to our destination now. Would it really be necessary for us to inform the captain before then? Mother, you do know that we can't just enjoy our family reunion like usual after this, right? We'll have to get the authorities involved, and there will be an investigation. No! If an investigation happens now, we find out who's the culprit. There's so much more evidence against me now, with the handwritten notes. And not only will I be held liable for 2 murders, but I also will be blamed for Monty's murder and accused of attempted terrorism. I can't rely on Danny to keep shut either. Since his plan went awry, he might just snap and confess, name me as his accomplice. I just don't think that there's enough evidence on Riley to frame them as the culprit. The argument against them won't hold any water, especially not in court. My original plan was foolproof, but everything is so convoluted now. It's useless. Wait a second. That can't be Monty's blood, can it? What if Monty was the one who did this? It seems unlikely, but if he had some fake blood, he could pretend. But then he'd also have to have access to a keycard to lock himself in somehow, or have somewhere to hide in there that he could slip out. Monty's death. There's another killer on this plane besides me and Danny. If I can prove who they are, maybe I can pin everything on there. This pendant. I think it really must be lucky. Bomb not going off, neither me nor Danny getting a poisoned glass. Lillian and Monty still dying purely by chance when things were out of my control. Even in death, you are looking out for me, aren't you, Mother? You want me to live the life that was stolen from you. Please, if you would just lend me a bit more of your luck, I promise I'll make you proud. Let's review the facts we know about the crime so far. Monty Baggins is missing, and it's likely that he was murdered. To understand how this crime occurred, we must examine this piece of evidence. That's alright, the answer here should be crystal clear. That's right, in the bathroom we found a pool of blood on Monty's watch. Presumably a knife was used to stab Monty, but we can't jump to conclusions. His body was moved, but there was no trail of blood. If he was stabbed, how could that possibly be possible? We must come to the conclusion that... I quit some vaccine. No, it's not right. I haven't tried this before and I think I might have been right. Let's come to the conclusion that... No, that's not right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Monty wasn't stabbed. Monty wasn't stabbed. It makes sense after all. How would any of the passengers get a knife on the plane if they went through security? Or what they could sneak in is some sort of fake blood, maybe powder mixed with water. Of course, I can never fully rule out the other attendants, but I'm 90% sure it's not Riley or Danny. Probably just too naive to be a killer, and it's too convincing to be an act. And Danny, if he had planned to kill Monty by other means, why wouldn't he tell me? He was planning on killing everyone else anyway. It wouldn't make any sense. So, our options are Camilla, Messian, Goldine, and the butler. But we can't rule out Lillian and Bedmond either, as they died from me and Danny poisoning them. Ugh, that wouldn't be good if they were the killers. Then I couldn't blame everything on them. Lillian would have definitely had a motive, and Bedmond's ineptitude could have just been an act. But if the bathroom door was locked from the outside, would they really have been capable of stealing one of our key cards? Come on, Laura, let's try and think positive. Killer must be someone alive. This is how I get out of this. Camilla, Messian, the butler, and Goldine. It has to be one of them. And no, I'm not even considering Bentley as an option. They are all smart enough to do this, and they have all a motive, aside from maybe the butler. But I don't have incriminating evidence on any of them. If I forget the murder for a second, there have been some other odd occurrences on board. Yes, maybe even if they don't have anything directly to do with the murder, I can still use them to work out something. So come on, there are at least 2 pieces of evidence of the oddity of which could be linked to this crime. And the second piece is... I'm just gonna... That's how I try again. It's just gonna be that same dialogue each time, I think. But anyway, we had the bomb. Probably the bomb and the blood, right? No. The watch? Monty's watch. That's right, it was 1 hour. Oh, we're linking the 1 hour part. Monty's watch. That's right, it was 1 hour ahead. Goldine and Messian suggested that Monty set it an hour ahead due to the time difference in Zhengfa. That's not in character at all. I knew it bugged me. Monty leaves everything for the last minute. Danny's bomb had a time discrepancy as well. He originally said to go off 2.5 hours into the flight, but it was off by 1 hour. Maybe when someone was making the second bomb, and if it was Monty, he was obviously just using his own watch. So they were setting it according to this watch. These 2 instances can't just be a coincidence. The reason both of the clocks are off by 1 hour is because Danny is an idiot. True, but not the answer I'm looking for here. Oh, this makes sense at all. And besides, it's August. He must have lost an hour by other means. The time on Monty's watch was correct. Mine must have been tampered with by the culprit and they just forgot to change Monty's. But if that's the case, at least someone else's clock the culprit might also have missed. Or better yet, couldn't change. I need to ask this person for the time. I'm going to assume the captain. What? No, asking that person the time won't do any good. Oh. I just assumed that the couple wouldn't be able to reach down. Damn it. Bentley? True, Ben's console is the clock, but the culprit could have changed its time, like with mine. The phone? I mean, can you change the time on the phone? I don't know. Excuse me, Camilla. Huh? What is it? I was wondering if you had the time. What? Don't you have a watch? Oh, I must have misplaced it. Okay, it's 2:50 p.m. Mudide time, it is. It's 1:50 p.m. back in Japan, California. Mudide time? Why is your phone showing Mudide time? Modern smartphones automatically change time zone via the internet when crossing country borders. But shouldn't you know that? You are a flight attendant. Of course I knew. I just wanted to confirm my suspicions and consider them confirmed. Camilla, you're telling me that your phone is showing 2:50 p.m. Mudide time, correct? Yeah, I thought you wanted the time. Yes, but don't you realize it's impossible for your phone to be showing Mudide time right now? Huh? What do you mean? Ah, this is where... I'm not as smart as I thought, Camilla Baggins. I guess you don't need brains to get into Harvard if you have enough money for it. I'll just spell it out. This evidence proves your phone isn't showing Mudide time. I'm assuming it's the Wi-Fi, but... Oh, the flight menu. This! And what exactly is that? Oops, wrong evidence. I recall just an hour ago you were having a tantrum about something. Have you already forgotten? Flight attendant, what are you doing? This is over. We have figured out the culprit, so you should remember your place and only speak when spoken to. And the penny is dropped. No, Mother, she's right. How could I have been so foolish? My phone's time zone couldn't have automatically changed, because there is no Wi-Fi on this plane. How is that possible? My phone is showing Japanifornia time. We lost 1 hour? Wait, the Monty's watch. Does that mean it was displaying the correct time? Finally cottoned on as well, have you? Coldean, you said you heard Monty mentioning he changed it. And I did. But you people sound insane. Losing an hour out of thin air? That's just impossible. Just as impossible as Monty's body disappearing, wouldn't you say? This may be jumping the gun a little, but that's a suspicious reaction if I've ever seen one. I might have just struck gold. No, this is ridiculous. It's not even worth considering. Our culprit is Riley, obviously. Let's just try to enjoy the rest of the trip, shall we? No, I was right before. It's too obvious. There's no way in hell that they are the culprit. Camilla, listen to your mother. Unfortunately, I inherited my stubbornness from you. So sorry, but I'm not budging. This crime is yet to be solved. Did she kill him for the inheritance? And I'm pretty sure when Camilla was talking, she was talking about maybe Goldie bugging Monty for the inheritance, and he is older, so he would get it. Thalia was right. I really have been too lenient with your upbringing. Mother, what's gotten into you? My own daughter. You really think you can outwit me? You've grown to be an arrogant bitch. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Mum, please. Shut up, Theo. Know your place. As you wish. Imbeciles, all of you, believing the word of a commoner flight attendant over mine. I'm the most important person left on this plane, the head of the Baggins family. Listen to me! As far as I'm concerned, your newly acquired headship doesn't mean shit. I don't respect you, now even less than before, somehow. If you don't want to be associated with this family, fine by me. Go ahead, waste your life and marry a commoner for all I care. Bentley is all I need, isn't that right, Ben? I'll shape him into the air that you could never be. If you're done being petty, let's get back to the topic at hand. We lost 1 hour. Lorelei proved it. That must have been the culprit's doing. Just listen to yourself. We lost an hour. It's just plain stupid. But don't worry. I'll educate you. All of you. I'll point out the flaws in your logic so even you can wrap your dense heads around them. Is there something to do? I mean, she was quite insistent that everybody drink the fancy wine. But not Ben. He was the only exception. So we would need Ben to tell us if everyone got knocked out or something. This is where it gets interesting. We're close to the end, I can feel it. Just one more push. Your argument is full of flaws. Just listen to yourself say we lost an hour, you're all imbeciles. Even if you are half-wits, an entire extra hour couldn't have passed without anyone noticing. And we would have arrived at our destination in Mudide by now if that was the case. Monty's watch was 1 hour ahead because he changed it before the flight. It's as simple as that. Do you understand now, or is repetition required? Goldine Baggins. This really is a turn of events. Why would an innocent person such as yourself have such an extreme reaction? Especially in comparison to your usually cool demeanour. I can't help but find it incredibly suspicious. True, we don't have an explanation for it yet, so it sounds ridiculous. But you're being pretty suspicious by obstructing— Silence! Your whole idea is preposterous. It would take the power of a god to skip time like that. And the only god I believe in is money. So let me be clear.
Hold it.
Was by no means certain. Perhaps someone else did notice, and if we were to ask—
Now that is unexpected, Theo. Out of all people, I would assume you to be the one to notice if anything was amiss. If you know anyone more perceptive than you, then let me know. I might hire them as your replacement. I'm pretty sure we've gone through everyone without them saying anything of the sort now. This idea that someone could have seen what happened in that mysterious hour, that's something to hold on to. I think it's Ben. Who says we haven't? I mean, stupid girl. Just look through the windows. Or are you going to argue there's a VR screens or whatnot? What Goldine is saying here is sound to some extent. I think there's a way to explain this. But I should save it for later. Right now I should focus on how we could have lost an hour. Sauce? She made it the hell up. It's fine if you don't believe me, pheasant. It's peasant. Nothing changes because there's no other reason his clock would be ahead like that. Very well. I didn't think you would be so dense. I truly overestimated you all. I shall repeat myself and make sure you listen well this time. And he's gone quiet. I'll let him sulk in peace. We may have made this bed together, but no way am I going to lie in it. And I'm not giving up. I can do it. I can get us out of this. I just need to look at the evidence. There must be something that will point to the scheme of Monty's killer. We're going to see the failure dialogue first, but I'm glad I confirmed it was correct. I have some... I don't like the look she's giving me here. I'm just going to get her interrupted by someone else this time. So if I have such shot to incriminate her instead of me, I think this room how she would have created the effect we see. But yeah, we know. You're right, Goldine. Well, of course. Under normal circumstances, there's no way everyone here could have blinked and missed an hour. That's an undeniable fact. But there's also no way that someone wouldn't have heard what occurred in the bathroom either. Yet that so-called impossibility did in fact happen. Yeah, that is interesting. She knocked everyone out. Maybe. But how without them noticing? The only solution is that this conundrum is that we all must have been affected in some way, causing us to miss both occurrences. And in fact that there was an instance in which we could have all been affected. We all drank the wine. And when we think about the person who insisted we all drink the wine, it's even more interesting. Redmond! Ah, remember he's fucking, he's trying to... Remember everyone's writing on this? Yeah, it's... Bingo. It was you, Goldine Baggins. You made sure everyone drank the wine. And so what? There's a crime. It was a celebration. I simply didn't want you to feel left out. True, you claimed you were being charitable at the time of offering the wine to the flight crew. Your treatment of us lower class ever since the murder makes me question your integrity. I bet you had an ulterior motive. Why, you ungrateful little... I remember now. I just felt quite lightheaded for a moment there. I felt the same. Perhaps just the high altitude. I did not remember that bit, actually. Means that if feeling lightheaded wasn't a coincidence at all. Schrodinger's lightheadedness. He must have drugged the wine with some sort of sleeping agent. How dare you throw out such a wild accusation? Especially with no proof. Tell them, Camilla. Maybe we don't have any proof right now. But as soon as we learn, we can get the police to examine those wine bottles for traces of sleeping pills. But Pentley didn't drink any wine. And you didn't see anyone sleeping, did you, darling? He was on his games console the whole time. Mum told me not to tell anyone, but everyone was sleeping. Pentley? How could both of you betray your mother like this? He clearly has no respect left for you either. Fine, so what if you find traces of sleeping pills in those wine bottles? Are you going to sue me for drugging you? No. You won't get off that easily. Drugging people for no reason, that doesn't fly. But what 1 hour time discrepancy as a result of it will be the perfect opportunity for the culprit to commit murder and hide the body. But of course, if you have another excuse for drugging your entire family, please let us know. I didn't know that sleeping drugs could work like that, like you wouldn't even notice that you'd taken them. So I hadn't even thought about that possibility. I thought someone had messed with the bomb. Especially since apparently he forgot to set the passcode. Can't believe you'd do something like this. I mean, I always knew you weren't a good person, but this is some devil incarnate shit. Drugging everyone, killing Monty, and then setting up that murder mystery bullshit with the poisoning and the bomb. You really think I did all that by myself? You can't prove it. Any of it. Besides some harmless drugging, of course. Because your logic is still flawed. You really can't be serious, Claudine. Why else would you drug all of us? The why concerning the drugging doesn't matter. It's how I committed the filthy crime of homicide that you're accusing me of. In fact, I'm certain that you were the one who pointed this flaw out originally, Miss Cian. And it is still yet to be ironed out. Monty was stabbed, correct? How would I have been able to bring a knife on this plane? I went to its security like everyone else. Julie is good at lying. That doesn't matter, of course, when I know the facts. This is my chance. Time to end this. You again? What is it this time? Well, actually, I wanted to point out something funny about what you just said. You claim that you would have needed a knife to stab Monty. But like I said before, we never actually found a knife, or any sort of murder weapon. So how do we know that Monty was even stabbed? But the blood, what weapon other than a knife could have caused that much blood to spill? How do we know for sure that that's Monty's blood, or even real blood for that matter? With no forensics team, we have no way of testing it. And furthermore, we know for a fact that Monty's body was moved if he was killed in the bathroom. So if he was stabbed there, there would be a trace of blood, a trail of blood from his dragged body, but there isn't. You're right, I can't believe I didn't see it before. And speaking of the body, where is it? Nowhere in plain sight, that's for sure. But one of the statements in your rebuttal, Goldie, it stood out to me, made a good point. And now I'm going to use it against you. This piece of evidence points out a factual contradiction in this flight's events as we now know them. Another statement in her testimony. Or one of the statements in her rebuttal. No, it's not right. Wait to go in a moment. There's a glaring contradiction concerning what was expected today. I'm just going to point it out. Oh, I was just trying to fix my wire there. Is it the fact that the fight will last 2.5 hours? As an air hostess, I know it takes 2.5 hours to travel from Japanifornia to Mudide. So this flight has been going on for 3 hours now if we consider the 1 hour time discrepancy. We should be in Mudide by now. But of course we're not. There's only one possible reason for that. Claudine said herself that she couldn't have committed this crime alone. And if that person is involved, it would explain a lot. So, I think I'm right in saying the captain is the accomplice, right? My headphone wire can get a bit fucky sometimes. I'm trying to fix it here. But yeah, it's you! Since when do they have any control over the plane? Yeah, it's the captain. The only possible way we wouldn't be in Mudide right now is if this plane didn't stick to its course. So that means the pilot must be in on the murder. No! I agree. And what's more, neither him or his co-pilot drank any wine either. Co-pilot, I don't think we've seen in this entire flight. The cockpit, how did I not think of it before? We haven't checked there at all. Funnily enough, Goldine was also the one who originally rebuked the idea of checking the cockpit. So Monty's body must be there. But wait, I said we shouldn't put unnecessary stress on the captain. We're nearly at our destination. I'm sorry, Mrs. Baggins, but who is the flight attendant here? I have the authority, so know your place. No more wasting time. Let's go. Excuse me, Captain, but I'm coming in. What's the meaning of this, Lorelei? Can I help you? Passengers aren't allowed in here. Yeah, you can help us by getting out of our way. Wait! Stop! Monty, seeing you like this, it doesn't feel as sweet as I anticipated. I swear it's not what it looks like! Just keep flying the plane, Captain, and land us in Mudide. You will be dealt with later. Judge's mind's damn clothes, the bruising around his neck and the foam in his mouth. The cause of death was likely asphyxiation from being forcibly drowned. In the bathroom sink? Presumably. Or the toilet. The killer would have more leverage that way after all. So he really wasn't starved. They have no signs of bloody wounds anywhere on his body. The culprit obviously wanted to make it seem like Monty was starved for some reason. Why? I can only assume it was to frame the flight attendants. As they're the only people who could supposedly have brought a knife onto this plane. And no one would ever suspect the captain, of course. But why hide the body? That just wanted to make it seem like it had disappeared, so that there would be no loose ends that could be traced back to the culprit. Very true. Cloth prints, DNA, forensics could even figure out exactly how the drowning occurred. So the only real question we have left unanswered is... why did you kill Monty Baggins, Goldine? For money, out of jealousy, or maybe you just hated the look of your brother's smug face? It doesn't matter. All the evidence points to you and the captain as your accomplice, of course. I bet you paid him a pretty penny to get him to help you with your scheme. Ridiculous. No matter the murder method, you still can't prove it. You can't prove that I murdered Monty. Monty's death is the least of your worries. As you're obviously the one guilty of poisoning Lillian and Bedmond as well. Also, not to mention trying to blow everyone up on this plane with that homemade bomb. Mother, just give it up. The police will be able to figure things out anyway.
Mom, please.
What do you people want from me? Do you want money? I'll pay you off. Then will you keep quiet? I'll do anything. Please, 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 please. Please. You can throw as many Franklins at us as you want. It's not gonna...
That's enough, Mom. Don't worry, everyone. I will restrain her until we land.
Hello everyone, this is your captain speaking. We will be arriving in Mudide soon. So please return to your seats. I still can't believe this all has happened. This is a new low, even for our family. But Ben, everything will be okay. I promise. My first day as a flight attendant, I made it through alive. Barely. I'm wondering then, she'll technically be the oldest Baggins when Goldine is put in prison. So does that mean she'd be entitled to the inheritance? Even though she said she doesn't want to steal his money, but she'd be legally entitled to it. I'm so glad this is finally over. Aren't you, Lorelei? Well, of course. Feels surreal. I've served on longer flights, but this one certainly felt the longest. But I did it. Goldine should hopefully be blamed for everything. Me and Danny will be able to go on with our lives. Wait. What was his motive for killing everyone on this plane again?
Not so fast!
No, I haven't come this far. Just to fail. Danny? If that piece of crap won't go off by itself, I'll make it go off. Huh? What the hell did you get a gun? Danny, no! Despite everything, it's still me. So the heirloom. Lorelei. Mother? Yes. Am I dead? Do I finally get to be with you again? No, I reckon the bullet might have hit the pendant. No, not quite, Lorelei. You're still young after all. You've got your whole life ahead of you. But why? Why am I seeing you now? I wanted to say that. I'm proud of you. The things I did, they were so awful. I killed 2 people, nearly 12. And yet you saved them all in the end and found the real culprit. Wait, really? Yes. Lorelei, you must believe me when I say that in your heart, you're not a bad person. You're a good person that bad things have happened to, and that's all. A beautiful apple, the sweetness of which was taken away, having been left to rot. And of course, I am in part to blame for that. But you can't let people live your life for you, or let their actions affect you. So keep on living, Lorelei. Don't let anything shackle you to the ground. Soar, my little siren. Mother, please don't go. I don't want to be left alone. Huh? A hospital?
Oh, you're finally awake. Take it easy, especially that shoulder. You might not remember, but you got shot. Luckily, it was nowhere fatal. And you were able to be rushed to the hospital quickly after your plane landed. But anyway, even though you're awake now, you should still rest. However, there is a visitor here who has not so patiently been waiting for you to wake up. They were very stubborn about seeing you, and I couldn't turn them away. My apologies. But perhaps it will do you good to see a familiar face.
Camilla? Took you long enough to wake up? Jeez. But I'm glad you're alright. What happened? Huh? You don't have some kind of amnesia, do you? No, I just don't remember, well, much at all at the end of the other than the gunshot, really. Ah, right. You were in pretty bad shape after all. I'll fill you in. Essentially, after my mother had her villain breakdown, that other flight attendant, Danny, pulled out a gun to try and shoot the bomb to force it to explode. Turns out he was a terrorist all along who was behind the bomb and the poisoning. But unlucky for him, you were there to save everyone at the last second. You jumped in front of his gun, taking the blow to your shoulder, and then tackled him to the ground. It was a pretty badass moment, to be honest. And me, Riley, and Sion were able to restrain him, while Theo kept an eye on Goldie and the captain whilst the plane was landing. So Theo wasn't involved with the crime at all? No, thank God. He had no idea about my mother's plans, somehow. I guess he really had an equal loyalty to both Goldie and Monty after all. It's almost funny. The butler always turns out to be the culprit in murder mysteries. But no, it was just Goldie and the captain, with Danny acting independently of both of them. So what a crazy coincidence. It was so much crazier than you'll ever know. And forensics reported that Monty was in fact drowned in a toilet by the captain, no less. Mother really got him to do all the dirty work for him. Oh my God, I was right. Can't say that there would have been more fitting way for that man to go out though. So anyway, not that it's any of my business, but what are your plans now since your mother... Well, Theo has agreed to keep looking after both me and Ben. Well, Ben for the most part, since I'm an adult now. But I've also decided I'm going to try and search for my real father. As you may or may not have already known, Bedman was only my stepfather. My mother left my real father because he lost his job and went broke. She called him a good-for-nothing slacker and told me to stay away from him for my own good. But how can I trust her word after what she's done? Besides Ben, he's the only family I have left, so I want to take a chance at reconnecting. I can only hope that the situation with your father fares better than mine. And I think it's a good idea, for closure if nothing else. Yeah, I'm glad you get it. I haven't actually told anyone else about this yet, so thanks, Lorelei. But say, would you want to grab drinks sometime or something? I know that might seem like a strange request, but I want to thank you properly for everything. And maybe we could talk more, just the two of us. Whoa, this is awkward, since we are cousins and all. Not that she knows that, of course, and I doubt she ever will. Sure, we can exchange numbers. Oh, great. Make sure to reject her politely if it ever gets to that. But anyway, we do have a lot to thank you for. We probably wouldn't have been able to figure out my mother as the culprit without you. Like, you should totally ditch being a flight attendant and become a detective or something. You know, Danny even tried to name you as his accomplice. He's really got a ton of screws loose. I mean, who would ever believe that? You were the one who saved everyone after all. Yeah. How did I get away with this? You're a real hero, Lorelei. No, don't say that. This was entered into the Don't Be a Hero comp. hero. But yeah, for real this time, I should let you rest. Sorry to bother you, but I really wanted to thank you in person. And even if it had to be under circumstances like this, I'm glad we met. So thank you, Lorelei. Camilla is wrong. I'm no hero. I'm just among the other villains of this story. The only reason I jumped in front of that bullet, the Juice who murdered Monty, was to save myself. There were no acts of generosity. But it doesn't matter. Not being a so-called hero doesn't make me more or less of a human being. The only thing that matters is that I'm alive, that I keep on breathing. And if I can survive this, I'm pretty damn sure I can survive anything. This is my life, and I'll live it the way I want. And I won't let anyone shackle me down. Not anymore. Badass. Credits 2.0. Always let these play off. But yeah, thank you Samallama and Dylan Dog for for creating this amazing case. And I make good time too. And it's only a complimentary, so they can be quite short. But it's short and sweet. Well, I got 3 episodes out of it. But that was a very full. That was, and you know, just the presentation of it was great. You know, it was great experience playing this. Great mystery and great resolution and great everything all the way through. You're welcome. Sorry to bother you again, but you have another visitor. A rather important one at that. Excuse me. Oh boy, well, I haven't actually played Samallama's other case, Rudolph Lies, is it Leicester or Lies? I'm gonna say Lies. My name is Rudolph Lies. I'm a detective. But I do plan on playing it in the future. It is on the list. But yeah, this is a nice little cameo here. And it's not my first time seeing him as well, because in the ceremony for Into the Takumiverse competition that Samallama made, he had a cameo in that as well. And I was thinking of maybe playing that on the channel after beating Rudolph Lies, even though I've already played it myself before, because the co-creator of that comp, Death by Auto Scroll, said that they might be willing to come on do some voices with me, which would be fun. I've never had anyone else on the channel before, so I might take her up on that. But we have other cases to play before we get to that point. Lorelei Florani, I presume. Yes? Glad to make your acquaintance. Now, if I may, I'm here to ask you a few questions about the flight of the Soaring Siren. I mean, he is supposed to be a pretty great detective, from what I've heard. So, do you reckon he'll figure it out? I guess that's up to us, unless there's a sequel somehow. But yeah, it's the end, and I'm going to thank you very much for watching. And once again, thanking the creators of this case for making such a great case. In the next episode, we'll be playing another case, but I'm not going to say what, so you'll have to stay tuned. There is actually another ending, apparently.
You have to present the promise rings to any of Camilla's statements to access this. This isn't good. I can't find a fault in Camilla's testimony at all. What's even the point of finding one? We're all going to die anyway. Wait, if we're going to all die anyway, then I can do whatever the hell I want. Huh? Lorelei, what is it? Sorry for interrupting your argument, Camilla. But I have an important question to ask you. A question? Well, go ahead and ask it. We don't have much time left. Camilla, will you marry me? Marry you? This is hardly the time. Hey, isn't that mine and Lillian's ring she's proposed flight attendant? What are you playing at? How dare you propose to my daughter? Goldine, you're not homophobic, are you? I should have guessed. No, it's not the fact that she's gay that I have a problem with. It's that she's a commoner. Lorelei, what are you doing? I'm sorry, Danny, You can't marry Camilla. She's your cousin. That's just weird. Oh, yeah, right. Wait, what did you just say? Cousins? What nonsense are you spouting? Well, who gives a shit? I've got nothing to lose now. It's true. Me and Camilla are cousins. Monty Baggins is, or was, my father. I am a Baggins. Preposterous! Claiming our family name out of nowhere. You have some nerve. If you don't believe me, I have proof. Look at this Western-style envelope. It's a letter that my father, Monty Baggins, sent to my mother 22 years ago. He told me how he intended to leave us. He told her how he intended to leave us. See right here, Dear Annie, signed M. Baggins. Impossible. My niece is a lowly commoner. Ahem. I'm sorry, miss, but you are mistaken. You see, I remember that letter. I was there when it was written. But it wasn't written by Monty. It was written by his father, Mithra Baggins. What? So Mithra Baggins is my father, not Monty? May I ask what your last name is, Lorelei? It's Florani. I understand the confusion. You see, I knew the late master's mistress. Her name was indeed Annie, but not Annie Florani. What? I'm afraid, Miss Florani, you are not a Baggins. You've got to be kidding me. Monty isn't even my father. I'm going to die for nothing. Of course, my mother was a calligrapher. Mithra must have sent that letter to her as one of her clients. Wait, Annie? But that's the name of my mum. What? That's right, I remember now. Annie Goodshoe. What the fuck? That was Master's mistress's name. What the fuck is this ending? You've got to be kidding. You're my uncle? Or aunt? How about Pibbling? Parent sibling? How does that work out? I'm not calling you that. What the fuck is even happening anymore? Wait, but Lorelei, since we're not siblings, does that mean we can still get married? What? My answer is yes, I will marry you. Camilla? No, I forbid it. Sorry, Mother, I'm an adult now, and you can't tell me what to do. And we're all going to die anyway, so why does anything matter anymore? Insanity! If I may, I am actually a licensed wedding officiant, so I could conduct the ceremony here and now. We better make it quick! We don't have much time left. Sure, why not? You are all dressed in white after all, it's pretty fitting. Let's do this. She's just doing it to piss off her mum. We are gathered here today to witness the marriage of Lorelei Florani and Camilla Baggins. Do you, Lorelei, take Camilla to be your lawfully wedded wife? To have and to hold from this day forward for better or worse? I do! And do you, Camilla, take Lorelei? I do! Then without further delay, I now pronounce you woman and wife.
You know, if I wasn't sure about wanting to die before, now I'm sick.
I'm such a proud pibbling.
Maybe it's for the best that the Baggins family legacy ends here. Too common as becoming part of our family. I'd rather die than be a laughing stock.
Oh, Lillian, I wish things could have ended like this for us.
What about the bomb? So what happens now? I think this is the moment. We're supposed to kiss? Oh, right. I knew that. Well, here goes nothing.
Doom Jury, let's go.
Okay, which ending do you prefer? The one where they survive, but she still thinks that they're cousins so they can't ever get together? Or this ending, where they get married and then promptly die in an explosion? You can comment down below if you have a particular preference. Honestly, either way is a win in my view. And either way, the real culprit, Goldine, gets the ultimate punishment right before she dies. So, you know, rich people suffering in both endings. I'm fine with that either way. And thank you. So I already said this, but thank you so much for this second ending. You really spoilt us with this one. Samallama and Dylan Dog. Anyway, I said this before and I'll say it again. See you in the next episode.